let's create a circle graph out of data that we've been given. In this situation, the librarian asked a bunch of students what kind of book they preferred: science fiction, mystery, nonfiction, or graphic novels. And this was the information that she received. 10 people preferred science fiction, 25 people preferred mysteries, 10 people preferred nonfiction, and 5 people preferred graphic novels. If you add up the total number of people surveyed, there are 50 people. Now, you have to take that information and you have to turn it into percent. This is one way to create a circle graph. 10 students out of 50 total can be converted to 1/5. And 1/5, as we all know, is the same thing as 20%. The way that we figure that out is we divide 5 into 1. Now we obviously can't divide 5 into 1, so we have to add a decimal, and 5 goes into 10 2 times. 0.2 is 20%. Now, 25 out of 50 is the same thing as 1/2, because 25 is half of 50. Well, we know that 1/2 is 50%, because if you divide 2 into 1, you get 0.5, just like above here, and 0.5 is the same thing as 50%. Now, again, we have 10 out of 50, so we really don't have to calculate this one more time. It's also going to be 20%. And the last one is 5 out of 50. 5 out of 50 is 1/10. And 1/10 is 10%. Now, I should have percents that add up to 100, because 100 is 1 whole. So I need to go back and check my percents. And remember, I have 20% twice. So let's just put that up here so we don't forget. 20 plus 20 is 40, plus 50 is 90, plus 10 is 100%. So I know that I have included everyone. I didn't forget anyone. Now, let's go over here to our circle graph. Let's start with the obvious. 50%. That was 25 out of 50 that liked mysteries. 50% on a circle graph is just 1/2 of the circle graph. So this whole half over here, 50% liked mysteries. We'll put a big M for mysteries. Now, 20% like science fiction, and 20% like nonfiction. Well, 20 plus 20 is 40, and that's not quite 50. So let's just bring it around to about here. 20%, 40%, and divide it in half. 20% here, and 20% here. And then our last little piece right here should be 10%. Now, the 20% up here liked science fiction, and the 20% right here liked graphic novels, and then the little 10%, the 20% right here liked nonfiction. I have science fiction and nonfiction. So 20% likes nonfiction. And then 10% like graphic novels. So this is just one way to draw a circle graph. turn everything into percents, and then sketch it out. Another way would be to use fractions. 10 out of 50. If I can turn that bottom number into 100, then I can make an equivalent fraction. 50 times 2 is 100, and 10 times 2 is 20. Same thing with 25 out of 50. If I can make an equivalent fraction of 25 out of 50, erase that. "50 times 2 is 100, again. 25 times 2 is 50. I've got 10 out of 50 again, so I don't have to calculate 20 over 100. And then 5 out of 50, put that over 100. 50 times 2 is 100, and 5 times 2 is 10. So what I have are fractions: 20 100ths, 50 100ths, 20 100ths, and 10 100ths. One thing that these fractions all have in common is they all end in 0. So I could actually turn these into 2/10, 5/10, 2/10 again, and 1/10. Well, those fractions are much easier to work with. 2/10, 5/10, 2/10 again, and 1/10. So I can divide my circle into 10 pieces. Albeit not equal pieces. So now I have a circle with 10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If 10 people like science fiction, that's 2/10 of the circle that like science fiction. If 25 people like mysteries, that's 5/10 of the circle. And then 10 people like nonfiction, that's another 2/10. And then 1/10 like graphic novels. And that's this 1/10 right here. So either way, I come out with the same kind of circle graph. I just used tenths instead of percent. So there is certainly more than one way to solve this problem.